Autobots, transform!
Hey everybody, welcome to the review. I am the 80s Transformer fan, and I'm reviewing yet another offering from Super 7. Actually, I'm going through the whole wave, obviously. And it is Super 7's Filmation Mantana, Club Grayskull, whatever it's called. This is his brown mailer. We've been over this dang on thing, and I'm still going to do the whole unboxing thing because that's what I do. And see if we can get Mantana out of his box. As always, they make these boxes just good enough. I mean, they don't leave you any room for anything else. He's so tight in there, the slip cover is stuck inside, ruining the reveal. So, anyway, we get it back on. I'm gonna go through the whole process, and he comes in this little box with the slip cover on it. It mimics Castle Grayskull. There's Universe on the back, Super 7 down there. Since we already did that, jawbridge closed. Oh yeah, I'm about to say, you don't want to come over? Jawbridge open. It is Mantana. It's one of the few figures that I was really hoping they got to, because I didn't get the classics Mantana, because when I got into collecting it, he was already gone from Mattel, and aftermarket had him at astronomical prices. Well, not, I mean, there's some guys that were more than he was, but I really didn't have a connection to the character. I thought it was a cool figure, but not cool enough to spend $100 on, so I never got him. And Super 7 did this, and now I have at least one. And I think that's what appeals to a lot of people about them, remaking figures that we already have. Just give them a slight variant, well, more than a slight, a relook, a Filmation look. Anyway, having said that, here he is in the box. Window style packaging. Has extra hands, has a blaster, has an extra head in the back. Master Universe Mantana right there, dope collector. Swinging around to the back of the box. There is Mantana, giving a nice little shock look from the cartoon. And he was a far cry different on the cartoon than he was from the vintage toy. And the classics toy took it even further. Here is your bio from Mantana down there. Anyway, get Mantana open. I cut a few pieces of tape and take Mantana out of the box. And if you've never seen it before, in the back of Mantana's box is the inner housing of Castle Grayskull, a winding staircase, a couple torches, and the windows you got to see out of from the inside, which don't exactly match up now that you're looking out. But anyway, there's that. And here's Mantana. Right, cutting this guy loose, I noticed he has two wire tie-downs, unlike the other figures who only have one. I guess it's because he has two sets of legs, 4 total. Get this guy out. It should be interesting keeping him standing up with 4 legs going on. On to his blaster. Ooh, I really don't like that they used the paint when they could just use gray plastic. Gonna rant on that. 2 extra hands. I guess these are gun holding hands. I'm not really sure, but my thing is, if he only has one weapon, his hand should have been molded to hold that one weapon. And an extra bug-eye head. Yeah! So here he is. Yeah, and I know it's going to be tricky to get all, because he's kind of resting on those back legs. Get all 4 legs down. But I've done it with no large effort. Anyway, we're going to bring Mantana up. We're going to take a look at his paint. Start with those giant eyes. There's a flat yellow paint with the black dots for the pupils. His giant ears are painted pink on the inside over a red plastic. He has a black jester's collar here. It's a little soft around the edges. Horde logo, Filmation Horde logo right there. A painted tan belt. Plastic black trunks, which pop all the way up. I guess they couldn't wrap, unlike most of the figures that wrap around now, in order to accommodate the legs. And to the legs, he has a little bit of a black wash on there, which the question is, if it's Filmation, do you even add a wash? There's some more over here down to his feet. And funny thing is, why is he only wearing 2 pair of boots? And I know that was like the choice of the original toy in the cartoon, but like, how do you wake up in the morning like, I got 4 feet and I only really need 2 pair of boots, or 1 pair of boots? 2 boots, damn it. So anyway, let's do articulation. It should be a ton of it. This should be fun. Mantana head is on a unusually curved neck. So we're gonna rotate that, and it swings all type of up and down when it turns. Wow. It really doesn't move around in there on that ball joint. I guess you can, yeah. Yeah, you can get it to tilt. So yeah, that's in there. How about it up and down just a smidge, so you can get that head 360 in and a little bit of up and down on the Mantenna's head. Coming to his arms, I think this is brand new for Super 7 and sculpt here. I think everything on this guy is brand new. So that's always cool. You always feel like you get more money for out of your buck, more bang for your buck, because they had to go out of their way to make a new mold. So his arms are new. He has a hinge there. He can hinge out that far. His arms out this far to the side. Can 360 that arm at the shoulder. Coming down to his lower bicep. He has a bicep swivel. And his arm is already bent as far as he could go. Coming to his hand. Has a wrist hinge in there. And then that's it. Well, the 360s. Coming to his waist. There is no ab crunch. Can't get this guy to crunch. And they could have. I really think they could have. I guess they would have to break up the Horde logo, but a lot of the males in this line, especially when they're wearing a certain type of armor, will not crunch. But we got 360 out of the waist. And coming down to his legs. Man, this is a lot to do. I mean, they're on the standard hinge, I believe. Well, they're pegged in right there. You can get it out to the side this far. And they swivel at the top, unlike She-Ra. Coming down to his boot, he bends this far at the knee. There is no boot cut. I spoke too soon. There is no boot cut at all, like She-Ra. And he can rock from side to side. And that's kind of a bummer. But I guess it swivels up here, so it's better than She-Ra. So you can get him out to a wider stance and turn his leg, which is better. But She-Ra doesn't have that swivel right there. Coming to his second set of legs. Whee! Get these legs in the air, and they're pretty much identical. You can go over it again. You get the legs out this far, front to back this far. I didn't do that with the front legs, but you can get them front to back this far. Coming to his knee, exact same. He has a rocker rotation in the knee. You can swing it all the way around. Coming to his foot, front, back, and side to side. There, and yeah, I don't think I rock this and front, back. The standard articulation there. So from the waist down, he's pretty much standard. He's just missing his ab crunch, and his neck was a little bit different. And he looks pretty good. He looks really good. Only thing, there's the waist is painted in the Horde logo, but I guess there's not a lot of paint to mess up. So no complaints on the paint job on mine. And try to get his ray gun out here. Now let me rant on this for a minute, and I'm going to. Not only looking like Star Trek Evil Villain's gun, but it's like a painted flat gray. And a lot of people say, let's to give it the Filmation look. Well, check this out. She-Ra's Filmation sword is gray plastic. And it's not painted. And this stuff comes off almost like chalk. It comes off on the figure. And if you drop it on the surface, it comes off on the surface. Which I don't understand why they're still doing it. Just use a damn gray plastic. She-Ra's sword is just gray plastic. You know, so that's fine. It's not going to scrape off. So I'm going to get this sword in his hand and see if it scrapes off. I mean, sword. Get this gun in his hand. Now we got in his hand and he holds it perfectly. Well, not perfectly, but as best as he can hold it. She-Ra, take this blast up your... No, he holds that just fine. Let's switch over to the other hand. And let's see if we got any chalk off on this hand. Nope, I don't see any coming off yet. Of course, the video is going to make me a liar. The toy is going to make me a liar because I just said it, so it's not going to do it. But in this hand, it's a little bit more loose. But it still works in this hand. Still works just fine. So take this out. And it is only weapon accessory. I'm going to try to switch out this hand. Comes out pretty easy. The things they intend to come out is based around a gimmick. It seems to work easy. And this is a more open hand. And I do want to say, I think this is unnecessary. Like, what is he doing with this more open hand? It's not to hold the gun, even though he can. He hold it with both of them. Like, they could have dug up something else for me, another accessory, because I don't intend to pop his hands out. It's not that serious. And the same thing with the other one. And as a matter of fact, I'm not even going to pop it on because it's not that serious. Because I don't see anything else he needs to do with the hand. So we're gonna move on to the head. Two back here. Head still in the little poly bag. Open this thing up, and it is the eye bugging thing where he would use his power to hypnotize people or just be shocked. But usually, most of the time, this is to use his hypnotizing power eye beam raised thing. So, pop this out. In the vintage figure, it was a gimmick where they popped out with a lever in the back of the head. So here is the ball joint, and here is the head. And to get this thing on here, it's so oddly hooked. Whoa, bending the eye. I'm bending the eye. Did you see that? I almost tore the damn thing off. Which kind of sucks. I mean, you just can't get a replacement head once you tear it off, can you? And here's Mantana with his eyes bugging out. Horde. So it looks cool. He has the mouth with this pink on the inside with the teeth on the outside. I guess the mouth is just open on this one as opposed to the other one. So he's getting a little bit more expression. I think other than the expression in the eyes, it's the same. I think it's the exact same, which is cool. I ain't got no problem with that. So here is Mantenna. I like them. I didn't have them. I think the other one is still killing this one, the classics. But at least I have one now in my collection. Got at least one of all these dang on figures. You kind of want everybody pretty much because I got so many of them. Kind of get them to stand up. I don't know how many other poses you can really get them in or want them in with all these legs. I think he might have been the inspiration for Modulock back in the day. But you can get him squatting and making different poses. Maybe the other hands are once he's gesturing with these eyes or something. So I don't know. But the head is definitely cool. Let me switch it back. And I probably would display it like that, but I'm gonna switch it back for the end of the review. It's a little soft coming off. Feels weird. Feels like I'm stretching the heck out of the plastic. Alright, since I switched it back, I double checked and see if I had it on here tight, but since I switched the head, like the head is loose now. See it? Like, and I push down on it, but since I switched it, it's loose now. And I think it's because of this funny neck in it. Like the rest of the head is heavy in the ears and it really can't rest on the shoulders, or there's no hair to keep it from doing this. So that's my first complaint really, is the head. Just the head's loose. Not having another Mantana to compare him with, I'm going to go ahead and break out Super 7's Filmation Horde. So these guys look side by side and move him out of here and bring out She-Ra, which I brought up several times during this review. Here he is next to She-Ra. And to sum up this review, Mantana's pretty cool. I didn't have one. I think a lot of people don't have one because I guess this guy was released in limited quantities and his aftermarket price in the classic line is real high. I think he's definitely worth the pickup. I would definitely go get him if you don't have him, and maybe track down the other one later. But I guess at $50 and the other one's trending like about $100. Yeah, this is definitely the one to get, just to have a Mantana. This is pretty much what everyone remembers the Filmation version. So it's another pretty good offering from Super 7. Not the greatest figure ever, but the double legs makes them really, really cool. And then the bugging eye head is pretty cool also. And man, the ears are pretty stiff. Pretty pointy. So that is it for Mantana. I hope you enjoyed the review. Thank you for watching George Reviews. I am the 80s Transformer fan, and you just watched the review where every toy has a story.
From the evil forces of Horde.
Autobots, transform!